All right, welcome back, everybody. Broadcasting from KwaZulu-Natal, Ilembe Municipality is where we are. And sure, I can tell you one thing. It is boiling hot here. And I can really sympathize with the people living over here when it comes to the desperation for some water, because this is an area that is severely in desperate need of some water. The drought is something that is very, very, very bad right now. And the good news is that a dam is going to be handed over to the community in a very, very short while. In fact, the event is about to take place really sometime this morning. And although in about 2 months' time, the dam will be complete. It's not complete as yet. You can imagine the work that goes into completing a dam of this magnitude. It is a massive construction. So to put this together, it's been going on for about 2 years now. It's around about 230 million rand to complete a dam of this capacity, and it's going to be supplying this rural area. So we really are happy for the residents here. Now, the purpose of National Water Week, and of course this is National Water Week that we find ourselves in, is extremely important, as many people still do not have access to the source of life. In fact, the residents here in this area, only 50% of the people have access to potable water. In his 2012 State of the Nation address, President Jacob Zuma said 95% of households do have access to water countrywide. Now, the very same year, the General Household Survey disagreed and stated that that number was in fact much lower. Well, joining us now to talk more about this and other issues is the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pamela Tshwete. It's so good to have you, Deputy Minister. Thank you very much for being with us here on Morning Live.
Hi Lian, and morning to the viewers.
Where do we stand with statistics? Like I said, I quoted the President saying 95% of households. That was back in 2012. Some are disputing these figures. From the department's perspective, how many South Africans have access to water?
So far, Lian, we have about 70% of our people getting water. And our aim is to make sure that 2030, everyone in South Africa must get and have access to water.
Yeah. What has been the difficulties? What's hampering the distribution and getting the access to water?
Hampering the distribution of water, there are many, Lian. One of them is we still have challenges around municipalities. Sometimes there is no capacity with municipalities, and one of the things that I might even tell people, and I would like to say to them, we are building dams, and our dams in South Africa were not giving our people water, and we're saying now as water and sanitation, we want to make sure that the people that are surrounding our dams must benefit from our dams. That's another problem. Yeah. And then the other one, which I think here that affected the Lembe district, is the drought. They had shortages of water here in Lembe district. So we are building this dam, and which is Mvuchane Dam, and we promise that the majority of people that are close to 606 million people are now going to get water.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you take a look behind you, I'm watching the community members here in this area, and I mean, this is what they've been doing all morning. They come with their big buckets and they fill them up, and this is the one tap obviously that's here in the area, and they've got to walk up and down these hills, and this is how they get access to water. And I mean, you talk about 2030, it's a long way away. The point is speeding up this access. I imagine that's a priority in your department.
We have, South Africa, you remember, Lian, the backlogs in South Africa. And if I can take you to 1930 Native Land Act, where people were removed to places like this. So it means that we're the backlog in South Africa. And what you're seeing when people are fetching water, this is what we are doing. We want to get rid of people that are going to suffer. We want people to get water, all of them. The reason why we're building dams in all provinces, we want to make sure that people, have access to water. So that you're seeing, Lian, it's going to end. Yeah. And I want to say to you, when I say 2030, it's South Africa is wide, and we have not been getting water for some time. I know that I grew up getting water from the rivers, and I never knew that I have, a right to clean water. It's only now, after 1994, that every South African, even black people, are now having clean water and access to clean water. And we are saying, as Water and Sanitation Department, we are going to make sure that everyone in South Africa get and access to clean water.
Yeah, indeed. And I think, the residents here, the communities here, I think that they cannot wait for this dam. And, it's a big moment for them, like you say. It is a backlog. How many more dams? Sorry, I know we have to wrap, and I do know that. But, we've got the minister here, and then I'd be dying to just get information from you. How many more dams are under construction in South Africa for communities like this, that they will have the exact same and their completions? What are we looking at in terms of dam constructions?
I know that Mvuchane will be finishing Mvuchane in April.
Yes.
And we this was built by Umgeni Water, and they were given 224 million to build this, to do that. And that, the duration of time given to Umgeni Water was 24 months. I think they've tried, because in April, I want to make sure that, as a department, that everybody will get water in Lembe municipality.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is, in terms of nationwide, seeing a lot more of these dams being built, and throughout Water Week, there are going to be a lot of other functions taking place of this. But this, of course, the main event taking place today.
It's the main event taking place today. Good. I'm sure people of Lembe district are very happy.
Very happy,
yeah.
No doubt. Deputy Minister, thank you very much for being with us here on the programme. Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pamela Tshwete, talking to us about this dam that's going to be handed over to the municipality. And like we say, seeing scenes like this of the community members walking up with big wheelbarrows and buckets on their heads to have for their day and their daily supply is something that hopefully will be a thing of the past in a very, very short while. All right, let's go back to the Johannesburg